Today's a bad day for New Brunswick. Today is the day that their anti-fracking moratorium officially becomes law. It received royal proclamation, royal assent today. And the reason this is bad news is because New Brunswick has perpetually high unemployment. In fact, it has amongst the highest unemployment in Canada, and that's just not a blip. That's a trend. New Brunswick has one of the highest demographic ages in Canada. That is, young people simply leave unless you're retired, in school, or working for the government. There's not a lot of opportunity locally. I happen to know where a lot of those young New Brunswickers are. They're working in fracking in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and BC. It's so weird for a province that has problems with unemployment to actually ban jobs. Fracking is a great employer, not just in Western Canada and across the United States, but it had promise in New Brunswick for jobs, and actually to make New Brunswick a bit of an energy superpower. See, it sits atop shale rock, which in the past was regarded as useless, but some shale has tiny little pockets of oil and gas in it that in the past we didn't know how to get out, but fracking cracks the rock open and brings it out. It's what's made Texas and North Dakota and other places like that so rich. What was the excuse of the Liberal government today? Well, they said they want to do it right. They want to improve the royalties that the province gets for oil and gas. Let me get this straight. So you didn't think you were getting enough government taxes on natural gas, so you're going to ban it altogether? So instead of getting a certain percentage of something that's allowed, you're getting a larger percentage of zero? That just doesn't make any sense. Another thing that this moratorium says is that they will only allow fracking if there's what's called social license. What is social license, and where can I apply for one? That's the thing. It's a made-up word. We know what a driver's license is, what a fishing and hunting license is. Social license is a term made up of people who want to ban things unless they personally agree with it. You hear it said a lot by people like David Suzuki. They can't win an election, but if they say only they're allowed to give out social licenses, they can basically trump democracy. I got a question for you. Who gives a social license to the people who give out social licenses? Yeah, it's a baloney word, and if you ever hear someone using it, you'll know that what they really mean is to get around democracy. But here's the greatest irony of all. New Brunswick is running out of natural gas. Offshore in Atlantic Canada, there have been natural gas fields for decades that have produced some jobs and some wealth, but they're running out. A new one called Deep Panuke only has about half of the amount of natural gas thought before. Other fields are running out. New Brunswick needs natural gas. It's a cold winter, the price of gas is high, but instead of producing its own natural gas, it will import natural gas fracked in the United States. Oh, last point. You know what the Liberals in New Brunswick did after shutting down the fledgling fracking industry? They created something called Opportunity New Brunswick. Oh, really? What's the opportunity? Well, that's the thing. There really isn't an opportunity. They're just going to take some more tax dollars, put it into a pile, and try and kickstart companies that really wouldn't succeed on their own. That's a New Brunswick Liberal for you. Shut down the only economic engine that can work. Come up with a lot of baffle-gab about social license, explaining why you're killing jobs, and then scrape together some tax dollars from those few people who are left working and say, do you want to start a business? Yeah, all those young entrepreneurs, they've already left. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.
Thank you.